This is the plaintiff, Michael. He says the defendant, his tenant, stiffed him on 1 month's rent, left the place a bloomin' mess, and he won't let the guy get away with it. That's right, he's taking his case to court to recoup the money he's rightfully owed. And can't wait to see the look on the defendant's face when the gavel comes down in his favor. He's suing for $4,058.16. This is the defendant, John. He says the plaintiff was his best friend and allowed him to do whatever he wanted to the apartment when he thought he was a prospective buyer. Once he let him know he was buying another place in the building, the guy did an about-face with him, turned into a real control freak. And here they are. He's accused of running out on the rent. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,677.50 for all he's out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant was a pig who ruined his apartment. But the defendant says the plaintiff was his good friend, and this is revenge because he found a better place. It's the case of Oink You.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Michael, you are suing on behalf of your daughter as a representative of your daughter. She owns the particular unit we're talking about?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. You are suing, let's see, but nobody wants this name. You're suing John. We'll just refer to you as John? Okay.
Yes.
John, the former tenant, for $4,058.16 in damages and rent that you say that are owed. You are counterclaiming against him $2,677.50 for items you left behind that you've changed your mind about now, and the fact that you had no gas during a period of time and had to eat out a lot. All right, let me hear from you.
Well, I rented the unit to John, the defendant, in February of 2014.
How long did he stay there for?
He stayed there for the 12 months of the lease and 2 months and 1 day beyond the lease.
All right, but did you think that he was also interested in buying the place?
Yes, he did. He told me he was going through a divorce.
So during the course of the year that he lived there paying rent, everything was fine until the end, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so he should have moved out February 28th, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But he called you and he asked you for a little more time.
No, actually, we agreed to that in January.
Okay.
He told me that he was buying a place in January. He didn't know how the
right,
mortgage.
got it. So he said that he asked you for more time. You said yes. So it was just going to be a month to month at that point.
Yes, exactly.
Except for that when March came, he didn't pay any more rent.
That's right. That's exactly.
And what he said to you was what?
Well, what he said to me was that he planned on using his security for rent, and I told him that that wasn't acceptable.
Is that accurate, sir?
Yes.
How much security did you have there?
I had too much security.
So now you move out. Do you pay rent at all in March or April?
No. And there's a reason why I used my security rent.
Yeah, I know. You wanted it on your side, in your pocket and not in theirs.
No,
but
that's not true.
Okay, what's the reason you didn't pay rent?
Okay, I'll tell you the reason. You know, first, I like to discuss the reason why I'm here. The real reason why I'm here, Your Honor, is because this control freak couldn't get his way with me. Number two, there's two segments I like to discuss, is our relationship and the claims he has against me, if you don't mind. First, our relationship was very good, got along great. After the gym, I would shoot out to Huntington, go to his house, go inside, have coffee, have a drink with him outside, spend an hour or so, even met his neighbors. I'm the greatest guy. Yes, that's right.
He's wooing you so you buy the place.
Your Honor, very smart. Let me just say something. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to, Your Honor.
So he's just suing you now for what he's going to tell me, and you haven't given him a chance yet to tell me the damages.
To Dr. and Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
As soon as I told him I wasn't interested in buying his apartment, he turned on me.
Okay.
Okay? Went in my apartment 3 times without permission. Okay?
To do what?
I don't know.
How do you know he went in?
I know what he did.
What did he do?
He opened up my closet doors and was looking inside for any kind of damages. He found a hole in the wall that the people who installed these sliding mirrors doors that I put in, he didn't like that. So I have to fix the small little hole, okay? And he was also complaining about the doors that weren't opening and closing correctly. And before that, he asked me if he loved the doors and he would like to keep them.
Because you took the metal
And then
doors.
he came in and
Stop talking. You took the metal doors off of the closet.
Rusty metal doors.
And you
disgusting.
put instead some mirrored sliding doors.
So then he's complaining that it was my responsibility to get my sliding doors fixed properly, which they were fine. And I have more to talk about.
Did you take the light fixtures?
He has other claims too I like to discuss.
Yeah, he's suing you because he says you took some light fixtures? What was that about?
I like to discuss that. I like a lot of light, so I took out those light fixtures. I told him I was going to go buy them. I bought some nice light fixtures, and
That's fine, but you didn't leave the light fixtures you bought. Where are the light fixtures?
The light fixtures are in his garage because I brought them there personally and handed them back to him. I broke one light fixture when we were taking them off, and I left him a very nice light fixture in replacement.
Okay.
Okay, they're in his garage.
These are the light fixtures here.
My question to you is, did he bring you the other three light fixtures?
Yes, I did.
It's kind of odd. Stop. It's kind of odd that he leaves only one. I mean, he has a very specific story, and then what he did, because he did leave one light fixture there.
Yes, he did.
That is a very peculiar thing to do if the story he attached to it is not accurate. Why wouldn't he just rip out all the light fixtures and run off in the middle of the night with them?
Because in the haste that he left on May 1st, I don't know if you know the details, he called me at 11 o'clock on the morning of May 1st, saying that he was moving out right then and there. It got to be very contentious with a lot of curse words back and forth.
Why were you two cursing at each other then?
Well, because he was supposed to give notice according to the agreement to stay month to month beyond that. That was our agreement. We had an oral agreement that I said he could stay as long as he wanted, okay?
Did you call him the same day to tell him that these are the metal doors?
Yes.
Okay. They're not rusty.
No,
Why are you
they're
saying
not.
they're rusty?
The hinges were rusty.
Did you not give him any notice about the fact that you were leaving?
I did.
What, the same day?
No.
What kind of notice?
Yeah, the same day I called him I was leaving. But let me tell you.
Had you told him before that May 1st would be your last day?
I tried calling his son-in-law because I wasn't dealing with him since March 10th. So I was talking to his son-in-law. I called him a bunch of times in April to discuss May.
So
I want that, and he never returned my call till the last minute because he was trying to not compensate me for the gas.
Okay, so what happens when he returns your call? What discussion do you have with the son-in-law then?
The son-in-law never returned my call.
Well, who called you at the last minute?
I called at the last minute when I was moving on a Friday afternoon at not 11 a.m. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
You were there and moving out. This phone call you're talking about happened on May 1st.
That I was leaving, yes. At 1 o'clock it was.
At 1 o'clock on May 1st.
Because I rented the elevator in the afternoon from 1 to 5 in the building.
And the rent in this place was how much?
I moved all my
2,000.
personal stuff
How
out.
much?
$2,000 monthly.
$2,000 a month. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Do you have a lease with him?
Yes,
May I see the lease?
yes. I can tell you that...
You are suing for $400 in late fees because you feel that you are owed both March and April.
10% of the rent, if it's not paid by the 10th of the month.
Payments after the 10th are subject to a 10% late fee. You're suing for the $2,000 in May's rent because your position is if he's there one day in May, then he owes me May rent.
Yes.
I think your other position is he gave me no notice, so he owes me May rent. I'm not sure.
No, but the position was that he stayed the day in May. And
That's good because the other position in New York City and the boroughs, you do not get notice from a tenant, okay? But he's right that when you are there on day one of the month, you entitle him to the entire month. Now, did you re-rent it?
No.
You still haven't re-rented it?
No, it's in contract for sale now.
Okay. All right.
But I posted a rental on May 5th, I guess.
Okay.
in
So
Craigslist.
and nobody rented it?
No.
All right. You're
sat
suing
down
for
there.
$75 to clean the stove, the sink, and the fridge because you felt that it needed additional
Well, if you can see
cleaning.
the pictures, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been done better. You're suing for $383.16 plus the $1,150 for a contractor,
Right.
and that's because of what you say are damages to the apartment. So now I'm going to hand you these pictures, and all I want you to pull out, because there's 300 pictures here, is the damages that you are showing me in a picture to justify the amount that you're suing for, which is $1,400 plus in repairs to the place. What is it that was wrong with the place?
Okay. Well, There were the lights that were missing.
So show me the receipt for what it cost you to replace the lights, and show me the lights that were missing. Do you have a picture of the lights that were missing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me see that.
See that? They were installed in 2008 when the place was remodeled.
Do you have a receipt for them from 2008?
No.
Can I ask you, what was it the contractor had to do? According to you, they had to put the 3 lights back in,
Right.
and they also had to patch up some holes from the sliding glass doors.
Right, actually.
Do you have the receipt from the contractor?
Yes,
May I have that? Okay, here we go. Were there blinds missing
there were the blinds in the bedroom. There were 3 mini blinds in the bedroom. Here's a picture.
that you supplied?
Well, they were there.
They were there when he moved in?
Yes, exactly.
And he took them with him? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
they're missing.
What say you to that?
Fabrication, again. There were no window treatments at all in the apartment. I went out and bought all new window treatments, and I took them with me when I left. I have
Okay,
receipts.
do you have
of
any
those.
proof of the window treatments that you say were there that were no longer there? Any pictures that you had some pictures from before? I don't know. If
Yes, I think, actually, I probably
have you mixed them all up? While you're looking, let's talk about your counterclaim. You have a $2,677.50 counterclaim. You
Yes,
want the mirrored closet doors that you left behind returned to you.
He asked me, he loved them, he wanted me to keep them there. I didn't say I was giving them to him. They were $2,100 and $2,177.
Oh, you never thought about asking him for that money until he sued you.
No,
You
until
never once asked him for that
until
money.
he turned into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when I wasn't buying the apartment. Would you do him a favor after that?
So, would you ever do business or get involved business-wise with a good friend?
I don't think it's a good idea. Friends and money don't mix, and it's worth it to keep your friend and don't lose them over $1.
Okay, what do you say?
I just feel that never mix a friendship with a business.
Okay.
That's not a good pact.
You say?
I agree.
Okay, I agree. Wow, compelling. Going inside the courtroom.
When you left them behind, right?
I'm sorry?
When you moved
Yes, I
out,
left-
you
I left
them
them very-
behind. You
yeah,
never intended
yes.
to charge him for him. It's just that now that he's suing you.
That's correct, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Why- if
Well,
he could
that doesn't
he's
entitle you to
fabricating
change
this
your
whole
mind about
reason.
what you
He's
left behind and
fabricating
didn't
everything.
replace.
Why wouldn't
the
I?
$500 for 5 takeout meals per week for 4 weeks at $25 per meal. Tell me about that.
Well, there was no gas in the apartment, so I eat home like 5 nights a week when I'm working. So I had to call in, for food. I'm downstairs by the
Okay,
deli.
what about all
and
these
the
holes and
laundromat.
stuff that are
We
by-
talk. We
Right.
speak.
What about all these holes and stuff that I'm seeing?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. There might have been 1 or 2 holes in there that the guy maybe put in the wall when he put the mirrors on.
Okay.
I can't find the blinds, a picture of the blinds, Judge.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. First of all, when you're there one day, you owe rent. So I am ordering you to pay the $2,000 for the May rent. I am also ordering you to pay the 2 months late fees because you can't do what it is you decided to do for March and April. So that's another $400. You are not suing for March and April because that's where you're giving credit for the security deposit money that you have. As far as the amount to clean the stove, the sink, and the fridge, I am going to award that. That's $75. And as far as the contractor and the lighting fixtures, I am also going to award that, but not the portion that deals with the blinds because you're unable to prove that the blinds were there beforehand, as opposed to that it's something that he supplied and had the right to take away. So I'm going to reduce that amount to a straight $1,000. That leads me to a figure of $3,475. As for his $2,177 lawsuit for the mirrored closets, no. That's something that he left behind. He doesn't have a right to change his mind about that now. I am a little bit concerned, though, about the fact that, he doesn't have something that he's renting, which is the gas. So I'm going to round your recovery, take off $475 from it, and make it a sum total judgment in your favor in the amount of $3,000, which is what I'm ordering the defendant to pay you. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Well, the judge figures out this unhappy breakup, and it comes out to $3,000. Your reaction to this?
It's what I expected. Exactly. Everything that happened today, the judge's decisions was everything I expected, so I'm fine with everything.
Well, you did have a countersuit that she, you won a little bit of it, but not the
But I was accepting the fact. I knew I was going to lose it.
You can kind of see these things
Yeah,
coming,
no, I know.
right?
Yeah, I totally knew what was going
What's
to
going to
happen.
happen next?
Nothing's going to happen
Yes,
next.
you're going to leave. You're going to go.
Have a
right
good
there.
day.
All right. All right, so satisfied how this finally winds up?
Not entirely.
Explain that.
Well, because some of the
He
things
called you
were-
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I don't have to see him anymore, so that's fine.
You were going to explain why what you weren't
Well,
satisfied with
the
here?
judge cut down things more than she should have.
Harvey?
I got to tell you, people do business with friends, and when you do, you have to be especially vigilant to document things all along the way, or it will blow up in your face.